everyone, today is going to be a palette review, so I really hope y'all like these because I think there's going to be quite a few coming up on my channel pretty soon. So this is the Urban Decay Ammo Palette. You can get this on Urban Decay's website for $16 or on Ulta's website for $34. So obviously I recommend going to Urban Decay's website. I also noticed that there are two ammo palette editions. There's this one, which has this silver packaging, which I'll get into in a second. This brush, and it comes with the Shadow Insurance, a deluxe size sample, which is right here. And then there is the Shadow Box, which has black and purple packaging, and a double-ended sponge tip. And as far as I could tell, it did not come with a Shadow Insurance primer. I don't know the difference. I mean, like, as far as the shadows, it's the exact same shade. So I would recommend getting this set, personally. So, let's get into the review. First of all, it comes with the Urban Decay Shadow Insurance, or Eyeshadow Primer Potion. This is the original. I know they have like 4 colors now. This is the original. Hibbo wants to get out now that I've started filming, even though literally right before he was sleeping on his bed and being happy. But it just is kind of a flesh tone, very sheer. Let me give you a little swatch. There it is. It's flesh tone, but it shears out to nothing. It's slightly silicone-y, kind of creamy feeling. It's nice. I find it works well for keeping on shadows, so I like that. Hippo, just calm down. So, then we have the packaging of the actual palette. It is pretty skinny, I think. Let's see, some things that y'all might know. Here's an Anastasia Beverly Hills palette. So it's a little bit thinner than that. As far as the Lorac Pro palettes, it is thicker. So there you go. So, but I still think it's pretty decently thin. And it does have a nice sized mirror. I did use this today. I find it fine for eye makeup. It's a little like small for when you're doing all over the face makeup. But it works fine for that. And then it comes with 10 shadows. And it also comes with this little bitty brush. So this brush it's kind of like a flat shader, almost like a concealer brush. Where's my concealer brush? Here. It's kind of like a small concealer brush. This is a Crown C224 concealer brush. But I really like it for 2 things. First of all, it's very, very soft. It's a synthetic, I'm pretty sure. And like I said, it's got long bristles. It is really nice for packing on a lid shadow. As I will get into in a moment, all 10 of these shadows do have a lot of shimmer. So if you use this brush, I don't find that I have a lot of fallout. However, I also really like it for applying cream shadows, such as the like the potted ones, like the Maybelline Color Tattoos. I have like the Benefit ones. I'm sure it'd be great for MAC. I don't own any MAC. I don't own any MAC anything at the moment. But I do really like this brush, which I know is just like a little cheapy freebie, but I'm a fan, so that's always nice. Now let's get into the actual shadows. Again, there are 10 shades, and they're all shimmery. It's kind of weird. So there are 5 that are just straight up shimmer, no glitter. There are 4 that have a shimmery base, and they have glitter in them. And then there's 1 that has a matte base with some glitter. So I hope that all makes sense. We're going to get into some swatches, and hopefully you'll understand what I'm saying a little bit better. So, first and foremost, we've got Smog, which is a very famous Urban Decay shadow. I've heard a lot about it. It's kind of a mid-tone warm brown. It's not very dark, which I will get into. It is what I have in my crease today. And it's beautifully pigmented. This is also Mildew, which I have also heard. I didn't really swatch that very well. I've heard quite a bit about Mildew. It's a really pretty, kind of a light mid-tone-ish, like a mid-tone green. I really like it. It's got a metallic finish. They have the same finish. It is what's on, even though I don't think you can really tell. It's on the second half of my lids. It looks like I just have on 1 shadow, but I have on 2 on my lids. But I like that. Then we have Oil Slick. This is the one that I think it's got a matte base with a lot of silver glitter. It is not the highest pigmentation for a black that I've ever seen. I think a lot of that is because of the texture of the shadow. I do have it in the outer corner, which I think is actually picking up on camera a lot better than it picks up in person. But I have some of that on, and I like it. But that's by far the darkest thing you got. Then there's Last Call, which which is beautiful. This is one of my favorites. I think it is so great for fall, especially. I've used it all over the lid a couple of times. It's got that same metallic-y finish. It's a really nice, kind of a fuchsia shade, really. And last but not least, we have Chopper, which kind of has some chunkier, it's got like a chunkier texture. And it is a lighter copper shade. So that is the top row. Well, they're kind of flipped, but you get what I'm saying. And then we're going to go to the second row. We have Maui Wowie, which is also got some of that chunkier silver glitter with like a metallic-y base. This is a really kind of a cool tony greeny gold. Look at that shine though. Like, that's insane. It does, like I said, have some silver glitter, which it looks like it's picking up, but hopefully you can see that. Because sometimes I'll see stuff, because in case you don't know, I film on my iPad. So I'll see stuff when I'm filming, but then when I watch the video back, like on my computer, I can't really see it. But you see how it's kind of a weird, cool, greeny gold shade? It's very unique. I like that a lot. Then we have Shattered, which is all over my the first half of my lid. I don't know how. I mean, that's how it looks like in real life too. So I thought it would be a good idea to use those two, Mildew and Shattered, but obviously it just kind of blended into one shade. But this is a really pretty blue. It's like almost like a dusty blue, and it's got a little bit of a gold duochrome in it. I don't know if that duochrome is going to pick up, but it's there, and it's really, really pretty. And then we have Polyester Bride, which is on my inner corner and also on my brow bone. It is, again, that chunkier kind of texture, and it is a white. And it is super pigmented. I know that some people are kind of against it. They think it's kind of a 90s thing, or just, maybe not even 90s, just outdated. But I like a very bright highlight in the inner corner highlight. My personal opinion, if you don't like it, that's totally fine, but that's really great for that. Then we have the shade Grifter, which is a light purple. And it's got some of that silver glitter as well. I really like the way that shade comes off. It's just a really light, it's weird because it's like a past, you know, 2 summers ago, when Maybelline did that, like the bleach neons, where it was like a pastel but still kind of neon. That's kind of how this shade is. It's a very light shade, but it's still super bright and it has a lot of impact. And last is the shade Sin, which Smog and Sin, at least in my opinion, are some of the most famous Urban Decay shadows. So I was really excited to have both of them in this palette. Now I know Solstice is really big right now, that Moon Dust shadow. But I'm just saying, like, classically. And that's just kind of a champagne-y, very metallic shade. So, there are the 10 shades. I think they all have a really, some nice pigmentation. Again, the Oil Slick, which is the black, you kind of have to build it up a little bit. If you want like a deep, deep black, you're not going to find it here. But it is nice. It does do a good job. So, my overall thoughts is I really like this palette. Baby, stop. Okay, do y'all remember like a month ago when I told y'all that Kenka was itching and like she would be sitting there crying? She started doing it again and she's tearing up her feet. And I think she's actually got sores on her feet and it just, I hate it. Yeah, don't bother her. So, she hates hippos, kind of. Sometimes she likes them. Generally, she hates them. So I'm sorry if y'all hear her crying. I hate it. It hurts my heart. But back to the palette, which is why y'all are here, I know. I didn't own an Urban Decay palette or any eyeshadow at all before I got this. So I think in that regard, it's really great because Urban Decay is known for really high pigment, bright shadows. Again, Smog and Sin are two of the biggest ones. And you've got both of those in there. And As far as pigmentation, I really don't think these disappointed. Y'all saw, I like to show y'all me swatching so y'all know if I've built it up. I built up oil slick. The other ones are just a one swipe kind of deal. And I think they're really impressive. However, as a palette, as an entity of these 10 shadows, I don't mind all shimmer, but I did find myself being like, I would like just a little bit of matte. I really like a matte brow bone highlight, which you don't have in here. So I'm just using Polyester Bride today. I think it doesn't look too overly shimmery, but I just don't really like a shimmer brow highlight personally. And you don't have a dark brown, which I really find myself wanting a lot when I use this palette, like a deeper, darker brown. Again, this black is fine, you can use it, but I did find myself wanting to reach into other palettes. So if you're trying to say, if you ask me, could this palette stand alone as an entity? Yes, it could, but you might want to use other things. Today I'm just using this. I've used it, I think this is my 4th time using it alone, just this palette, and I come up with some nice looks. But I wanted to pull from other things, if that makes sense. Overall, I think this is a really nice palette for $16 or even the $34, which again, I don't know why you would get it off of Ulta when you can get it off of Urban Decay's website for $16. I recommend it a lot. I think it's a great sampling of Urban Decay shadows. Now, I believe, and please correct me if I'm wrong, all of these shadows are sold in singles. So if you're like, so if you just want like one of these shades, or if you have a couple, you could get these in singles. However, again, a single Urban Decay shadow is $19, and this whole palette is $16. So if you've been like wanting Mildew and Polyester Bride, you're getting a good deal just by getting this, even if you already have Smog and Sin and Grifter, let's say. So I think it's a nice palette. I think it's a good deal. I would recommend it. It gets my stamp of approval. Again, here's a shot of the palette with the shadows. I'm a fan. I hope this was helpful for y'all. I have quite a few palettes to review now. I've got both of the Lorac palettes. I've got the Smoked palette from Urban Decay. I also have the Too Faced Smoky Eye palette, and I've made a couple of purchases, so I've got some other things to review. So if you have any preference for what you would like to see me review, please go ahead and link it down below. I'm probably going to review all of them, that's my plan for sure. But if y'all have a preference, if you're like, I would really like to know about insert palette name here, please let me know. Thank you so much for watching. It means so much to me. Go ahead and leave any questions, comments, suggestions, requests, any of that down below, because I love to talk to y'all. If you have any questions about this palette, I will make a direct link to it on both, again, the Ulta and the Urban Decay website. It will be listed down below, as well as everything that is on my face today, in case you like what's going on that. So thank you so much for watching. It means the world to me, and I will see y'all real soon. Bye.